Hello, my name is Mello, and I wholeheartedly believe the direction Daredevil is going might have saved, at the very least, Marvel TV on Disney Plus, especially now that they've stuck the landing. I must give some insane props to everyone involved in making this new and old. They managed to combine Daredevil Born Again's original plan and then the new showrunner vision so effortlessly, and they have the perfect alley-oop for the second season and the greater MCU to a degree. I'm also really shocked about how graphic this is. I know we've been kinda going in a more dark direction for the MCU, a little darker tone.
I don't understand why you even did this to yourself. This made you look so fucking stupid.
But there's a leap here. I wasn't prepared. Fisk literally crushed this man's skull, or at least his best attempt to. It was insane. And the fact that they actually showed it is what's shocking me, and the fact it's on Disney Plus. What? Speaking of Fisk, Vincent D'Onofrio is definitely the standout role for me. No matter who it is in the scene, no matter who's mentioning it, Kingpin, he commands the scene, even in name alone. At the slightest inconvenience to anyone on screen, you think, does Kingpin know? Is Kingpin behind this? What's Kingpin gonna do? And that's all you can really think about. His presence being mayor, instantly raises the stake 10 times over. Matt, played by the amazing Charlie Cox, feels more in tune with his comic counterpart than he did in the Netflix show, while also bringing over the emotional drama from the Netflix show. The only real downside to his character throughout this entire season is his Catholic faith not being as pronounced as it is in both comics and in the Netflix show. Maybe it's because the 9-episode format doesn't really feel like we explored Matt fully. That there's underlying things and stuff that he has to deal with internally, but you never really see it, at least not in depth. And when it is shown, it is good. It is what I want and what I want more of. And it's not it's a negative, as in I'm not getting enough, but it's a positive, as in when it gets enough, it's good. When Karen comes back in the final episode, that's the first time you see her since, I believe, episode 1, when Poindexter went to jail, or got sentenced to jail. There just should have been more there. There was so much time lost, and I'm glad that they reconnected like an old friend would, but there was just nothing really there. I feel like this was an incredible start to get us to fully understanding the supporting cast. Candy, Heather, BB, Angie, kinda, we only saw a little bit of her. Sheila, Daniel, and Kirsten all had a role to play and never felt like they were there just to pad out time. Every time they were on a scene, they were on there for a reason. I just wish we had more time with them. And again, it is probably the 9-episode format instead of the about 13, 14 we got with Netflix. Muse was a very interesting villain. I didn't not like him, but he was kind of just there. It definitely was a rollover from the last direction that they were going with this whole series, and now that we got a new direction, it kind of felt like that just stopped abruptly. Although I really hope they do this. After Muse dies in the comics, he's dead, but he's in hell still making art, and I really wish that eventually, doesn't have to be now, doesn't have to be 10 years from now, but I would love to see that in the MCU somehow. I don't know how, but I feel that would be so good and an excellent payoff. Punisher, whether in this show or the last show, a fucking 10 out of 10. Whenever he's on screen, I I don't even struggle to put him over Charlie. That John Bernthal does such a good job with Punisher. It's insane. And I love the meta commentary on what he's doing and how people in the real world use his logo. And I like how all that he can call them is clowns.
You're a bunch of clowns, you know that? You fucking clowns.
It's like, that's what they are. What else can you say to someone like that? They're a clown. They don't even know the character or what he stands for or what he went through. He's so good. And I like how every episode, I don't know if it was every reactor, but at least my favorite were rejects. I like how almost every episode they were like, where's Punisher? Is Punisher gonna show up? I wonder what Punisher thinks about this. It was so good. Bullseye was such a treat to have back. I wish we got more, but I understand that the previous season was an entire season about Daredevil and Bullseye, so I can't really be that mad at it. But I love Bullseye, man. Whenever he's on scene, he's treated more like a horror element to this all. Like, he's the one that you would fear the most physically out of anyone in this little small universe, this little small series. He's so imposing, and when he breaks out of prison, that might be my favorite scene in the entire show. I love that scene. It was so good. I'm so glad they allowed Vanessa to really come into her little mini kingpin role, at least for the first half of the season. It was interesting because you could tell there was this dynamic of not really wanting to be in it, or not knowing how once you're in it, how to like ease off, because she was too deep in it. She literally hired Bullseye to kill Foggy. Like, that. Speaking of Foggy, that was, you know, when you watch something like that scene, it really just like stops the world for like just a couple seconds. I remember watching it and I just had to pause and like come back the next day, because I was like in shock. Like, no way did they just kill Foggy. But back on Vanessa, I loved what they were doing with her. I loved the whole counseling dynamic with her and Fisk. This ties back to Heather. I love how their dynamic was them coming together versus how Matt's and Heather's, who was Fisk's psychologist, I love how they got torn apart.
Wait, didn't even know you were coming. I texted, called more than once.
Yeah, while Fisk and Vanessa went back together.
I promise I won't ever leave you again.
I know.
It's such a good parallel, and they always do this. This entire season, they've always had good parallels between, in the last episode, it was Fisk and Punisher, and then throughout the entire season, it was really Daredevil and Fisk. And every time they hit it right on the nail, and every time you get like chills. Like, it's so cool. Overall, this was a really good season, and I'd give it a solid 8 out of 10. I'm not sure where it ranks on my list of Daredevil seasons, but I know this is definitely in the top, or in the running for the top. It's so good. With all that being said, I hope you enjoyed the video. Like if you did, dislike if you didn't. Make sure to subscribe, turn notifications on. I don't even know if that works anymore, but just in case, turn it on, and let me know what you guys thought of Daredevil Born Again and what you are excited for the future. And if you have gripes, let me know those too, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.